Welcome back to phase 2. This is day 1 of week 2, so we're back to lower body. Remember, it's 12 to 15 repetitions for 2 to 3 rounds through this 5 exercise circuit. If your form is starting to break down, please go a little bit lighter. You're not going to improve as fast unless your form is there. So let's pay attention to form this time. I'll give you some cues on what to do and what not to do. The tools you're going to need for today is a fit ball, dumbbells, and a kettlebell. I'll try to show you some alternate things that you can use or other ways to do them in case you don't have this equipment. Let's get started. The first exercise is a dumbbell reverse lunge. My center of gravity doesn't move. As I take a step back, I descend at the knee. All my weight is on this forward leg and I press forward. So we're focusing again on the glutes and the quads. Fantastic muscle group to tone. Back till my knee almost touches and forward. Back and forward. The important point to remember is that that back knee has to bend and I've got good midline stabilization. My shoulders stay back and down. I'm going to do 12 to 15 on one leg and then 12 to 15 on the opposite. The next exercise is a leg curl, but we're going to be using a Swiss ball. So it's a Swiss ball leg curl. It's also much like a bridge, and if you don't have a Swiss ball, feel free to do a bridge. I'll show you that in 1 second. All right, feet are going to be on top of the ball. Keep them out so your legs are generally straight and in the center of the ball. I'm going to push down with my heels using my hamstrings. I'm going to engage my glutes and my low back, and I'm going to press in and out. Don't lower your butt back down. Stay lifted and bridge in, using your hamstrings in and out. Rock stars, you want to make it a little more tough? Extend this leg and out. 12 to 15. If you're doing them together, 12 to 15. If you're doing them one leg at a time, then do 12 on one side, 12 on the other. If you're wanting to use a bridge, use the back of your legs and lift. If you have no ball, lift up and down. Again, you can go with one leg. Straight out, engage the glutes, the low back, and the hamstring, up and down. Keys to remember, just like on the ball, don't kick this leg. Keep this leg out. Lift up and down. And boy, do I feel that in my hamstring. 12 to 15 reps either with both legs or 12 to 15 one at a time. This next exercise is a sumo squat. We're going to take the focus off the glutes, but we're going to put it on the inner thighs. A lot of times we want to tone those inner thighs. That's a tough place to get. What we want to do is turn our feet out so we're sort of plied. Keep your legs pushed out as we descend. Your arms can be straight or on your hips. But remember, you don't want your knees going in. Keep your knees and toes lined up as you descend down and up. You should feel a stretch in the groin. Keep your midline stabilized as you go up 12 to 15 reps. I like to use a little resistance. A kettlebell is fantastic for the sumo squat. Down and up. By turning my legs out, I'm getting a little bit more focus on my inner thigh. Yes, I'm still getting my glutes, and as I come up, I want to squeeze my glutes. It's just fun. We've been focusing a lot on the inner outer thighs, the glutes and the quads. Now we're going to take a short break and do 12 to 15 mountain climbers and get that heart rate back up. Let's start off in push-up position. You're going to bring a leg all the way in. Keep your bottom down. Now I don't step and touch. I actually go airborne and I change my feet at the same time. If you want to make it a little more tough, let's bring this foot all the way up parallel with the hand and outside my body. And you change your hips this way. Now each leg going back and forth is 1 rep. So we're going to count them like this for 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. The entire time I really keep my tummy in tight. The last exercise is a kettlebell swing or a kettlebell hip drive. The reason we call it a hip drive is because you're using your quads and glutes to keep the momentum of the kettlebell going. There's a lot of points here to remember. Let's just hit a few. Load up just like a squat, so I'm on my heels. I don't begin motion by rocking my body. I start off merely by descending. Let's talk about how to grip the kettlebell by the horns. I'm grabbing it securely with my thumbs wrapped around, and I'm dropping my arms. My shoulders are rolled back and down. Again, I don't start by flinging the kettlebell. I start by descending and squeezing. Eventually, I'm going to bring it up almost horizontal. My thumbs are going way back, right under my groin. And again, I'm pushing with my hips. I'm not pulling with my shoulders. I'm pushing with my hips, pushing off my heels, loading up my glutes and my quads. 12 to 15 reps. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can still use a dumbbell or something else of resistance. You're gonna pick this up, much like a sumo squat, descend and pull up. The only difference here is you don't want to hurt your wrist or elbow as it flings underneath. Okay, that was one round of 12 to 15 reps. Now what we want to do is go back through another round and maybe even a third round. If you're not quite yet getting 3 rounds, perhaps go down on your resistance a little bit, or maybe even the last round, don't use any resistance at all. But let's try to ramp it up a little bit and start getting 3 rounds of all these circuits.